and welcome. You're watching the NewsHour Agenda. I'm Padmaja Joshi. It's been a fortnight since a controversy that started in one college in Udupi district of Karnataka has since found resonance across the country. In fact, it has become a full-fledged issue for political fodder. But what really has happened over the last week? For one, now an all-out political mobilization has been seen across the state, where parties like the AIMIM, Left, and some Ambedkarite activists have jumped into the round. From a demand for rights, it has now become a conversation somehow about the RSS, the saffronization of India, Hindutva majoritarianism, and more. In fact, in addition to the various political protests that were seen in Karnataka, some even in Puducherry, in Mumbai, a group of MPs also raised this issue in Parliament.
Where are we taking our India? We cannot lose our diversity, sir. I kindly request to the Education Minister to interfere in this issue to ensure the constitutional rights of the girls. That is real. Sabka Saath, Sabka Vikas. As my leader Rahul Gandhi said, Saraswati Devi gives education to all. This is no difference with religion, caste, dress or language.
But while all of this happens, now the BJP has put out a series of pictures from that same government PU college in Udupi. The pictures that you see on your screen right now, which show how over the years, over the last 10 years, from 2009 to 2021, class functions, student assemblies, even yearbook pictures, there is no hijab visible. Not a single child wearing a hijab inside the classroom. Remember, the school administration has been saying so far that the rules specify that no hijabs are allowed in class. I reiterate, there is no ban on anyone wearing the hijab in Karnataka, even on campus. But in class, they were asked to take it off. The pictures seem to suggest that this was happening all of these years. So if the no hijab in class rule was followed, what prompted the sudden change of mind and the decision to go against a rule that the students had agreed to themselves? That's right, because this issue has to be understood factually. There is no ban on wearing the hijab anywhere. But in the classroom, the students had signed a consent form. It was followed because the students had agreed to it in principle. This form that says, and I quote, "It is compulsory to wear the school uniform on all days of the week." Today, Times Now went back to the students of that college to ask whether indeed they had agreed to wear a uniform at the time of admission. They confirmed that that indeed was the case.
When I was in 11th, when we went to the college, they said that they said you can't wear the hijab. And they made us sign some forms, kind of something. And when we went inside the college, we saw our seniors wearing hijab. When we asked them to wear, they said that you have already signed some kind of a form, and in that it's written that hijab is not allowed. Then we wore hijab because our seniors used to wear. They have also signed the same thing, right? But they are wearing. And so we wore the hijab, and when we went to college, they put us outside the class. And after that, lockdown took place. That issue was like, it was totally covered over there. Then that thing didn't take place. We were online whole year. And this year when we came, we got to know that the form in which they said that about hijab, it's written in that. But that, nothing was written in that about hijab. When we got to know about that, we questioned our principal, our parents. Several times they went and spoke to principal, but he didn't respond well.
So after students refused to enter class unless they are allowed to wear the hijab, over the weekend a counter-protest was started with increasing number of children turning up in saffron shawls and also being turned away. But the greater worry now is, are these protests giving a fertile ground for anti-social elements to take advantage? Just yesterday, 2 men were arrested for in fact reaching the protest site wielding knives. Who's to say what could have happened if these 2 men weren't caught in time? And haven't these protests served to actually damage the fabric that existed all of these years in the same classroom? The same classroom where children were seen posing together for class pictures in the same uniform they had agreed to. Children of all denominations who were studying peacefully, shoulder to shoulder. And who will be responsible for the rift that has now been created?
ಮತ್ತು ನಮ್ಮ ಕರ್ನಾಟಕ ಎಜುಕೇಷನ್ ಆ್ಯಕ್ಟ್ ಅದರಲ್ಲಿ ರೂಲ್ಸ್ಗಳಲ್ಲಿ ಭಾಳ ಸ್ಪಷ್ಟವಾಗಿದೆ. ಸರ್ಕಾರ ಯಾವ ರೀತಿ ಪ್ರೊವಿಷನ್ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು, ಅಲ್ಲಿ SDM ಅವರು ಕಾಲೇಜಿನ ಆಡಳಿತ ಮಂಡಳಿಗೆ ಏನು ಅಧಿಕಾರ ಇದೆ, ಆ ಎಲ್ಲ ವಿಚಾರಗಳು ಕೂಡ ಸ್ಪಷ್ಟವಾಗಿದೆ. ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ಒಂದು ಸುತ್ತೋಲೆಯನ್ನು ಕೂಡ ನಮ್ಮ ಸರ್ಕಾರ ಆಗಲೇ ಹೊರಡಿಸಿದೆ. ಶಾಂತಿಯನ್ನು ಕಾಪಾಡಬೇಕು, ಯಾರೂ ಕೂಡ ಶಾಂತಿ ಕದಲುವಂಥ ಕೆಲಸ ಮಾಡಬಾರ್ದು. ಏನು ಸರ್ಕಾರ ಸುತ್ತೋಲೆ ಇದೆ ಎಲ್ಲರೂ ಪರಿಪಾಲನೆ ಮಾಡಿ, ನಾಳೆ ಕೋರ್ಟ್ ಆದೇಶ ಬರ್ತದೆ, ಅದಾದಮೇಲೆ ಮುಂದೆ ಯಾವ ರೀತಿ ಕ್ರಮಗಳನ್ನು ತೆಗೆದುಕೋಬೇಕು ಅನ್ನುವಂಥ ತೀರ್ಮಾನಗಳನ್ನು ನಾವು ಮಾಡ್ತೀವಿ.
ಹಿಜಾಬ್ ಧರಿಸುವಂಥದ್ದು ಮತ್ತು ಕೇಸರಿ ಶಾಲ್ ಧರಿಸುವಂಥದ್ದು ಎರಡೂ ಕೂಡ ಕಾಲೇಜ್ ಪ್ರೆಮಿಸಸ್ ಒಳಗೆ ಆಗೋದಿಲ್ಲ, ನಡೀಲಿಕ್ಕಿಲ್ಲ. ಯಾವಾಗಲೂ ಕೂಡ ಮಕ್ಕಳು ಈ ರೀತಿ ಹೇಳ್ತಿರ್ಲಿಲ್ಲ. ಇಡೀ ರಾಜ್ಯದ ಅನೇಕ ಕಡೆಗಳಲ್ಲಿ ಎಲ್ಲೋ ಯಾವುದೋ ಒಂದು ಕಾಣದ ಶಕ್ತಿ ಇದರ ಹಿಂದೆ ಕೆಲಸ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದೆ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿ ನಮಗೂ ಕೂಡ ಅನುಮಾನ ಬಂದಿದೆ. ಪೊಲೀಸ್ ಇಲಾಖೆಗೆ ಈಗಾಗಲೇ ನಿರ್ದೇಶನ ಹೋಗಿದೆ. ಇದರ ಹಿಂದಕ್ಕೆ ಯಾರಿದ್ದಾರೆ, ಏನು ತಂತ್ರ ಅವ್ರದ್ದು ಅನ್ನುವಂಥದ್ದನ್ನು ಕೂಡ ಯೋಚನೆ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು, ಅದು ನೋಡಬೇಕು ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿ ಈಗಾಗಲೇ ಹೇಳಿದ್ದೇವೆ.
ಕೇಸರಿ ಶಾಲ್ ಹಾಕೊಂಬಂದವ್ರಿಗೂ ಕ್ಲಾಸಸ್ ಇಲ್ಲ, ಹಿಜಾಬ್ ಹಾಕೊಂಬಂದವ್ರಿಗೂ ಕ್ಲಾಸಸ್ ಇಲ್ಲ, ಹಸಿರು ಶಾಲ್ ಹಾಕೊಂಬಂದವ್ರಿಗೂ ಕ್ಲಾಸಸ್ ಇಲ್ಲ. ಕ್ಲಾಸ್ ಒಳಗಡೆ ಬರಬೇಕು, ಪಾಠ ಕಲಿಬೇಕು ಅಂದರೆ ಆ ಶಾಲೆ ಯಾವ ಸಮವಸ್ತ್ರವನ್ನು ಪ್ರಿಸ್ಕ್ರೈಬ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ದಾರೆ ಅದನ್ನೇ ಹಾಕೊಂಬರ್ಬೇಕು. ಅದು ಬಿಟ್ಟು ಬೇರೆ ಯಾವುದಕ್ಕೂ ಅವಕಾಶ ಇಲ್ಲ.
You're watching the News Hour at 10. Debate number 1 on Times Now, Super Prime Time.
All right, joining us on the show is Rakesh Sinha, MP of the Rajya Sabha of the BJP, Syed Aslam Pasha, spokesperson of JDS, Syed Falak, member of the AIMIM, Tehseen Poonawala, political analyst, Dr. Suman C. Raman, political analyst as well. Syed Aslam Pasha, I just want to go back to these pictures. Go back to the pictures which we have of the same government Udupi college. Can I please see those pictures that we have today, afresh, of the children from their yearbook? And if for the last 10 years you can see, Syed Aslam Pasha, that those children have been turning up for the college without hijab as agreed upon. Why the change of mind now?
So, Padmaja, let me just answer one by one to you. There are multiple principals, there are multiple vice principals who have come on record on multiple channels where they themselves have agreed that girls have been wearing hijab for a long time. Yes, it is not the same. In Article 25, Section 2,
Sir, I'm asking
the
you
women's...
a simple question.
No, can I answer?
No.
Padmaja,
I do not want to go into
answer,
a roundabout tangential debate.
I'm sorry, you can't.
I want to ask you a simple question, sir. No, sir.
If you don't
we cannot have a tangential debate going back, going back and forth on issues. I want to ask you a simple question. If from the year 2010 to 2021, we can see pictures where children are wearing the uniform which they agreed to wear inside the classroom. And when they did not wear a hijab, like they agreed to not wear inside the classroom, what changed? What changed in January 2022?
If you allow me to answer with 60 seconds without
interruption. But please answer about these pictures. Yes.
I will answer. Please, okay. As I told you, there are multiple lecturers, teachers and vice principals who come on record saying that these girls have been wearing hijab in multiple colleges and multiple schools. Right? Let me put it on record. The Article 25 section, give me 60 seconds, please do not interrupt. Section 25, Article 25 Section 2 clearly says women has the right to dress according to their choice. Right? Point number 2 now. Now the multiple ministers from the BJP, they're coming on record and saying that if somebody wants to wear a hijab, if somebody wants to wear a hijab, let them go to Pakistan. If somebody wants to wear a hijab, let them go to madrasa.
I do not even want to get into that. These are children. I mean, what are we getting Pakistan into this? Whoever is saying it is completely condemnable. My question to you is simple, sir. I do not want to talk about Article 25. Whoever has said it is intensely shameful. My question to you is very simple. I am asking you about these pictures which are from the classroom, which are from the assembly, and there is no hijab visible. If for 10 years in the same college there was no hijab, as these pictures show, then what changed in the last 1 month?
I have told you multiple times on your show. I have told you multiple times on your show. in year 2018-19, there is a circular sent by Department of Pre-Education. You want me to show the record to you?
Sir, I am asking you a direct question about these pictures.
Yes.
These are pictures from the last 11 years of the government PU college in Udupi, where inside the classroom, children were not wearing the hijab. The class picture does not discriminate between religion. The entire class lines up. I have to ask you a simple question on what changed. What changed in the last 1 month, which was there over the last 11 years?
Can I answer it now?
Yes,
can
please
I answer
answer.
it? Right. Padmaja, you are talking about one specific college of Udupi.
But that is where it began, sir.
Where 6 girls are being taught.
That is where it began.
Now, you need to allow me to answer. Padmaja, if you don't want me to answer, you can keep asking questions. If you don't allow me to speak for 30 seconds
Because I want to have a very specific conversation. I don't want to go around in circles. I have a specific question related to this specific college. Let's start with that.
Yes, I am answering it very, very categorically.
Yes.
The students have on record told that this is the girls, the seniors have been wearing hijab, and they will continue to wear hijab.
I am so glad you said that. I'm so glad you said that. You know, the same students that we spoke to agreed that we signed a consent form. Let me show you that consent form. The form says very clearly at the time of admission that we will wear a uniform. We will wear a uniform, and we agree to following the rules of the college. We will not violate the rules, and we are going to wear a uniform.
My simple question to you: do you think we are bound by Constitution?
Sir, I am asking
you. We are not bound by Constitution.
Sir, I am asking you a simple question. So let me give you a parallel example. Let me give you a parallel example. We are bound by the Constitution. I agree everything you've said by the Constitution. Now let me give you a parallel example. I studied in a convent school for 13 years of my life.
Okay.
For 13 years of my life, I sang the Hail Mary and Our Father in Heaven every single morning, 365 days.
Yes.
I am not a practicing Christian. I'm a practicing Hindu. We did not do any Hanuman Bhajan. We did not do Hanuman Chalisa. But because I agreed to study in that school, I said Hail Mary every single day, and there is nothing wrong in it, because that is the rule. The rule of the school is I will say a Hail Mary, so I will have to say a Hail Mary. And I said it.
So, can I?
Now, by the Constitution, I have the right to practice my religion. Let me ask you, sir, if I am studying in a convent, can I go into the morning assembly and say, I am going to do Hanuman Chalisa? Everyone can do whatever they want.
We are talking about a government school. We are talking about a government college. We are not talking about convents.
Sir, it is about the rules. It is about the rules.
What are we talking about?
A rule is a rule. And by the way, there is also a private college in Kundapura. Now don't shift the goalpost. Rules are rules, irrespective of whether it's a government college or a private college.
Now, one more question.
Answer me this. No, answer my question. When you join an institution and you agree to follow the rules, shouldn't you follow the rules?
Is it something beyond you need to, Padmaja, you asked the question, give me peaceful 30 seconds now. Now you spoke about one particular, we are talking about a government college and a government school. Okay? They have to follow the Constitution. The second most important
rules are rules.
Today,
rules are rules. What is the difference between a government college and a private college?
You don't allow me to
rules
speak.
Are rules.
The question.
Sir, rules are rules.
Rules are rules.
Rules are not to be followed in government college.
Constitution is not a framework.
Sir, rules aren't to be followed in a government college. Answer my simple question. No, you made a strange distinction. You said I gave an example of a private school. You're talking about a government college. Doesn't a government college have rules to be followed?
Is the issue started from a government? Has the issue started from a government college or a private college? Can you please answer?
Government college.
Yes. So are they not bound by Constitution?
Are they not bound by rules?
The circulars of
Can a government college not make rules?
They can definitely make rules.
So if somebody agrees to the rules, should they follow the rules or not?
What happened in Kundapura? Today, I'll tell you what else happened in Kundapura.
No, sir. Now you are shifting the goalpost. Answer my specific question. This is the problem. It starts at one place, then it becomes so big that nobody can pin you down on fact. I have a very simple fact to ask you.
It is nothing. You cannot pin me down.
No. We will talk about specifics, sir.
We are bound by the Constitution.
We will.
We have the religious freedom in India.
But even the even
religious
under the
freedom in India.
Constitution, you have to
Thank
follow
God
the
Dr.
rules.
Sahab Ambedkar
Which
has
is
given
why,
us this constitution. Otherwise, we
even
have to
when
follow
somebody is in the
Manuspati.
armed forces
Otherwise, we have to
or the
follow
armed
Manuspati,
police in
I'm
the case
sorry.
of Kerala, and they said, we want to wear a skull cap, the court said no. The Kerala government said no.
2016,
You can't.
the same High Court.
Because the Constitution
Wait,
gives you the right, but you have to follow the rules.
I will tell you the same thing. In 2016,
No,
the
don't
same
go to the Kerala High Court judgment.
in
We've done that
2016,
ad
same
nauseum.
Kerala High
My
Court has
question
given
to
a
you
permission
about
to-
the government college in Udupi is very simple, sir. Let me now rephrase my question and ask you again. And please don't go
Yes.
in other directions. The
Why
government
not?
college of
Why
Udupi.
not? When the government is
The
behaving
government
biased
college
and
of
want to push
Udupi.
the right-wing
No.
ideology,
The
why would
government
I not?
college.
Why
The,
is it
no.
specific to this
No,
college?
sir. I have a very
Today,
specific
the
question.
principal has made
The
this
government
girl sit
PU
in a
college
separate
of
class.
Udupi is on record to
principal
say
has made
we had
these girls
rules
sit in a different
where we
class.
said that it is compulsory to wear the school uniform. The children signed an undertaking saying, yes,
Where
we
does
agree
it
to
say
wear
they're
the
not
school
supposed to wear
uniform.
hijab? Where
As
does it
these
say that they're
pictures
not
seem to
supposed wear
suggest,
hijab?
for the last 11 years, they
Where does it
have
say
agreed
they're
to
not
follow
supposed
the
to wear
rules and
hijab?
not wear a
But
hijab
where
inside
does it
class.
say you're not supposed to wear?
What changed?
Where does it say they're not supposed to wear hijab? Does it say they're not supposed to wear hijab?
Okay, now
Tomorrow,
answer that.
In winter,
Professor Rakesh
tomorrow
Sinha.
in winter, people wear sweater and cardigans. They're not supposed to wear that.
Sir,
In
sweater and
winter,
cardigan is
you
a part
wear
of
cardigans
uniform.
And sweaters.
Sweater
Are you
and
not supposed
cardigan
to
is a
wear
part of uniform. It is
No,
not
it
a
is not,
religious
I'm sorry.
marker.
It is
Come on,
not.
sir. You
Uniform-
can't surely
uniform-
be. You can't be. You will say I'm wearing a jacket. It's equal to wearing a hijab. It is not the same thing.
No,
what comparisons are we making?
Hijab is
You are wearing a
primary
shirt, I'm wearing a
element of
jacket, it's
Islam.
equivalent to a hijab.
Hijab is a primary element of Islam.
Okay,
Hijab-
that I think has
Do you
been
think
debunked
the-
over
do
and
you
over
think
and
the
over.
saffron shawl is the same?
Let
Do
me
you think the
quickly
saffron
get.
shawl is the same?
So this argument is given again and again, sir. You have been on panels where it has been debunked by Muslim scholars. Tehseen
No, it
Poonawala,
is
would
not,
you
I'm sorry, it does
quickly
not.
want to weigh in on the very specific issue, because we
Can I-
keep going back to it. Just a second, Suman Raman. Is wearing a hijab a primary element of practicing Islam? Just purely on
Yes.
that. Tehseen Poonawala.
It's a fundamental right of a student to wear it, as we've spoken about a Kerala High Court judgment, and rules cannot be ultra-wise of the Constitution of India. So it is their constitutional right to wear it, and not allowing them to wear it in a government college is a violation of their
Sure,
rights.
but you are not
Should be
answering
wear-
the question. I will come to that, Tehseen. Just on the primary issue of, is it a part or is it essential practice of Islam? Is it?
No, it's not.
Yes.
It's not. But if somebody's faith, but Islam is a religion of faith. If somebody does have faith in it, that has to be respected, and the
Fair
rules
enough.
cannot be ultra-wise of the Constitution.
Faith must be respected, but faith cannot be over and subsume rules. And there
But
are
the rules
multiple
cannot be
cases,
ultra-wise
like
of the
I said,
Constitution.
a
But the
faith-
rules cannot
a
be
faith-
ultra-wise of
Your
the
faith may dictate saying the Hanuman Chalisa on Tuesday, but if you're in a convent where you're required to say Hail Mary, you will say Hail Mary. I cannot
I'll
go there
answer
and
that.
say it's Tuesday,
I'll
I will
answer
say
that.
Hanuman Chalisa, and everyone
I'll
else
answer
can do
that.
whatever they want.
I'll answer that.
You
I'll
will
answer
have
that
to
very
say Hail
quickly.
Mary.
I'll answer
And
that
you
very
will have to
quickly.
say Our Father in Heaven.
I'll answer that very specifically.
Yes, go
if
on.
your faith does say that you have to say Hanuman Chalisa, and somebody in convent prevents you from saying Hanuman Chalisa, you may say Hail Mother Mary, Hail Mary, Hail the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit. But if somebody stops you, like they're stopping these girls from wearing the hijab, that is also ultra-wise of the Constitution. So you can in a convent school say Hanuman Chalisa.
Okay, then in that case, I will actually direct you to file a PIL on behalf of many schools who I still know do not allow.
I studied in a Christian school.
Yeah, so did I. And we were not allowed to wear a bindi to college. We were not even allowed to wear mehendi, even if we'd gone to a wedding. But anyway, that's besides the point. Professor Rakesh Sinha, the issue is, now since we're talking about specifics, Syed Aslam Pasha says you agreed, students agreed to wear a uniform. But nowhere were they told that their uniform will not include a hijab. Was there a glaring lacuna there where you just let things fly and then things came to such a head? Nowhere does the uniform specify that you cannot wear a hijab.
This is a larger... this is a larger debate. And debate is not confined to India only. When religion becomes a question of making artificial identity and fracturing the civil society, then state acknowledges its limitation and it makes intervention. India is a secular democracy, and if he is questioning the Karnataka government action, I am making a counter question. In Turkey is a country where 95% population is a Muslim. In 1998, It has started from for last 1 decade, but in 1998, the Turkey has banned burqa. Turkey has banned the hijab, headscarves in all the institutions. In 2007, it extended the ban to all the non-state institutions. In European countries, whether it is Italy, whether it is Greece, it is France, it is Australia, almost most of the European countries have banned the hijab and burqa. The reason is that.
The question asked back to you is, leave Turkey.
I'm coming.
In India, women have the right to wear a hijab. Why not just allow them also to wear it inside the class? Who would be hurt?
No, I'm coming to that. It is not the objective of the educational institution to create a kind of mutual sympathy and mutual love and affection. Religion is a private affair. When you are demonstrating, exhibiting the religion in the public arena, that is going to divide the society. The kind of Islamic radicalism is growing. Turkey, like an Islamic country, is banning this. Means Turkey acknowledges these external symbolism, external symbols as a dangerous for a civil society. Otherwise, Turkey was a Muslim country.
Okay,
despite the in Italy, a woman was fined 30,000 pounds for violating the law.
Will create divides between students. Just a second, Suman. Let the lady also come in. External religious symbols are not. The classroom is not the place for them. Classroom is for education, not for religious identity.
First of all, I would like to appreciate the Dalit students who are also protesting and standing in solidarity with the Muslim students in Karnataka. Second, in a 2016 case...
Ma'am, can I just stop you for a second? Can I just stop you for a second? Do you realize how problematic this is? That now we're talking about students
listen.
As Dalit students, Muslim students, Hindu students. This is what we have come to. Until January, there were students. Now they are Dalit students versus Hindu students versus Muslim students.
No. That is not the case. Listen. We don't.
Protesting whom? It is not the question of it is. You know, this is a dangerous trend that radical elements are taking the leadership of the Muslim society.
Let me continue.
Otherwise, in a secular institution, you have to go by the norms of the school.
Sir. Yeah, in a 2016 case.
Please let Sayyida Falak finish, then please respond to it. Sayyida Falak, let her finish.
In a 2016 case, the Kerala High Court held that wearing hijab is an essential part of Islamic faith. Hijab is an integral part of our religion. We Indian Muslims believe that, and we don't have to do anything with other countries.
Why do we keep going back in that circle? In 2018, the same High Court said it's not.
In the world's largest democracy, we are not allowed to practice our religion.
Ma'am, you are sitting here wearing a hijab and you are given full right to practice your religion. Today, across Karnataka, women were protesting saying, we want to wear hijab while wearing a hijab. Why are we spreading these canards about our country where that women have been stopped from practicing their religion? If you just look at the pictures today from across Karnataka, women were on the streets wearing hijabs. Because that is our country where you have freedom to practice your religion.
Of course.
But is the classroom that
educational institutions? Why it is banned in educational institutions?
Because educational institution is not a place for religion.
If
educational institution is for education, not religion.
But for getting educated, we cannot ignore our religion, right? What is problem in that? Nobody has a problem with a bindi, nobody has a problem with a tilak, nobody has a problem with a turban, but everyone has a problem with hijab. People have problem with Muslim and having
nobody has a problem with the hijab. Like I said, there are women on the streets and more part of them, if they want to wear it, it's their choice. They are wearing hijab. They are there on the streets.
Tell me one thing.
But is the school a place?
Padmaja, tell me something.
Padmaja, give me 30 seconds. Give me 30 seconds. I have to go somewhere. I have to make just two quick points.
Okay, 30 seconds. Professor Rakesh Sinha, you would appreciate it is him versus 4. Let him reply to you, then I'll come to you. Yes.
Just 2 points. One, in Islam, the woman cannot be subjugated by the Islamic principles. It is a subjugation of women. Give them complete freedom, and that freedom must be incompatible with the constitution's spirit. Second thing which I want to complete. Kindly give me 30 seconds, sir.
Yes,
Kindly give me 30 seconds. You counter it, whatever I would speak. Second important thing about when you say that without hijab, it is integral part of Islam. This means without hijab, Islam would die. I consider Islam less a spiritual, more political religion. Due being the political religion, it is applying each and everything to create a sub-nationalism. And no country, secular democracy, can allow any community to create sub-nationalism in its soil. That Islam is trying to create.
Okay,
you are trying to
please.
create the pre-1947 situation. No, you won't allow. India's liberal democratic constitution can't allow.
No, I cannot condone. I cannot allow a comment on an entire religion. This is not the place. We will not condone that. It is only about a specific issue and the politics that have overtaken everything. Tehseen Poonawalla.
Padmaja,
The honorable.
No, there is nothing wrong. It is a more political. Islam is a theocratic state. Islam always believes in theocratic state.
Okay, sir, I am requesting you. This is not the place. We cannot discuss religion.
Others to equal rights.
Sir, let's confine
No,
ourselves
it's
to
not
the
a
issue
question
at
of this
hand.
place or that place. This is organically related. This is not isolation. You can't debate in isolation.
Just one quick point. Just one quick point.
Okay. Let Tehseen Poonawalla come in and then please respond. Yes.
Just one quick point. The honorable MP is once again factually wrong. Turkey actually lifted the ban on the hijab in 2013. In 2017, also allowed the hijab in the military in Turkey and in the police in Turkey. And the honorable MP must also know that in Turkey, politicians, for example, their president, cannot wear religious gear like how Adityanath ji wears or the honorable Prime Minister Modi ji wears, some other person wears. So that, in fact, is not allowed in Turkey. Just for your knowledge, even though, yes, you're right, it's a 95% country.
Padmaja,
Just a second, Sumansi Raman, let Tehseen Poonawalla finish his point. Then I am coming to you.
I haven't spoken.
But neither has he. Neither has he.
3 rounds.
Okay, Tehseen Poonawalla, are you done with your point?
Yes, I'm done. I'm just saying that the honorable MP was wrong on Turkey and I put the facts out. Please allow my friend Dr. Suman.
Okay, Dr. Sumansi Raman, yes.
No.
Just a second, Professor, I'm coming back to you. Sumansi Raman.
Handcrafts are banned. Handcrafts are banned
No,
both
sir.
the government
No,
and
sir.
non-governmental institutions.
Sir,
No,
this is not about Turkey. Like I said at the beginning, our country has its own strong democracy. We do not need to compare ourselves to
Don't
others.
go to Wikipedia. Go and confirm whatever I am speaking.
Okay, Sumansi Raman has 2-3 questions for you, Professor Sinha. Yes.
I have 2-3 questions for Professor Sinha. The first question is, this is about overt, visible religious symbols. Correct? You agree with me on that? So are you going to say that if I have ash on my forehead, if I have a tika, if I wear a bindi, if a lady wears a bindi to school, these will now be banned across the country? Is that basically what you're trying to say?
Sir, it is not banned across the country. Again, we are doing
No.
false
As per the
equivalences.
rules.
Is
Karnataka,
hijab banned across the country? It is not allowed inside the classroom. Classroom, it is not banned in Karnataka. Sumansi Raman, you know that's false and you are still saying it.
I'm not asking
Hijab
that.
is not banned in Karnataka.
I'm asking, will it be banned in
But it shouldn't be banned and it's not banned. It is not banned in Karnataka.
So 1 minute, will it be
the
banned?
matter is sub judice now.
One minute, Professor Sinha, will the wearing of ash on the forehead or a tika or bindi henceforth be banned in classrooms in Karnataka?
Okay, classrooms in
Simple
Karnataka.
question.
Professor
Will
Sinha.
it be banned?
Specific question, and I have a question to add to that. Yes, I have a question to add to that, Professor
Simple
Sinha.
question. Overt religious symbol.
Will vibhuti
Padmaja,
or kumkum be
Padmaja.
banned in classrooms in Karnataka? Point number 1. And point number
Yes, one
2,
more point.
is it healthy to do a counter mobilization and have children come in with saffron scarves? As it is, you've got
Absolutely.
one identity politics and then you've got a competing identity politics. Isn't the classroom getting divided? Professor Sinha.
No, I think all the democratic nations, you cannot say this nation or that nation, all the democratic nations are thinking in a journalistic term, that anything which is religious,
Sir, answer
in
the
a
question,
core,
sir.
in a spiritual value, that should be allowed. Which are the external things? You can't compare the bindi. You can't compare the cultural symbols with the religious symbols. There is a difference. Sumanji, you should understand that there is a difference between the cultural symbols, traditionally cultural symbols, and the religious symbols. There is a vast difference. You are a very well-read person. Why are you mixing together? Why are you mixing together? Let me answer. You have asked a question. I'm answering. I went to a Christian school. I'm answering.
Every single day of my school, I went with the ash.
We are teaching boys and girls as equality. We are teaching boys and girls the spirit of the preamble of the Constitution, liberty, equality, and fraternity. At the same time, the radicals are trying to divide the society at the very formative stage, when children are at the formative stage. Let them grow and decide what they should wear, what should not wear. It is a common dress for Hindus, Muslims,
Let them decide.
Let the children grow up and decide when they go out in the world.
When they become adult, after 20-25, they should decide in the public arena. We are not banning in the public arena.
I want to tell Sinaji, please understand, there is nothing cultural in this. Wearing a hijab is a basic element of Islam. It is not cultural. It is a part of Islam.
The second point. It is not a basic element of Islam. Practicing Muslims are telling you, you cannot decide on your own whether it's a basic element of Islam. There are 100 women worldwide who are fighting against the hijab, who are fighting to throw out the hijab, and you have just declared them non-Muslims because they are fighting for emancipation. Come on, sir. Come on.
You are trying to impose the things on women. Why women are being targeted? You are targeting on triple talaq.
Please, let's argue on constitutionality here. Again, you keep bringing in religion, and the point that I will make is that the classroom is not a place for religion.
Some other country.
Just by the way,
communal sense, production of the communal sense.
Okay, you know,
hijab is producing the communal sense among the children. It is lightly banned.
No. And that really is the bottom line. Religion should not have place inside a classroom. A classroom is meant for education. And we are not even talking about the larger issue of emancipation. For everyone who's a Congress supporter here on the panel, let me remind you that on the 5th of November 2019, the Chief Minister of Rajasthan, Ashok Gehlot, declared, गांव में आज भी घूंघट है, एक महिला को घूंघट में कैद करने का एक समाज को क्या अधिकार है? जब तक घूंघट रहेगा तब तक महिलाएं आगे नहीं बढ़ पाएंगी. जमाना चला गया घूंघट का. Very laudable, very progressive, but please let's maintain the same standards when it comes to putting women behind a veil. You cannot say कि ज़माना घूंघट का चला गया and then argue for the constitutionality of veiling one section of women. I'm going to leave it at that. Tomorrow is a very important hearing in the Karnataka High Court on whether children should be behind the veil and whether it's a right. Thanks very much, all gentlemen, and Sayyida Falak for having joined.